Hi, guys. Welcome to today's episode. And today is all about questions and answers. So, if you're here, you want to join us, just join us. I'm going to answer a lot of questions and answers. I'm going to answer lots of questions, sorry. So, we're going to go through a lot of questions and answers. If you have any question whatsoever, I'm going to leave the link to this in the comments, and then you can just join me. Okay, so I believe if you are here, then it means you have a question. Even if you are asking for a friend, that's okay. If you don't want a lot of people to know you are doing this process, all you have to do is change your name and then just come on, let's talk. Video, no video, I'm open. I know how this process can be discreet sometimes. Sometimes not from a bad place, but you really just want to finish your process, then you can share your news with other people. I've been there, we've all been there. And so thank you. If this is your first time, my name is Dr. Richla Bembro, and I have graduated with a Master's of Science in Global Health Policy and Management from Brandeis University, Waltham, Massachusetts. I had a really great experience. It was a rocky road. I had some challenges. I had people to help me. I had people to assist me. And that is why this is one of my passions. And maybe I should do a get to know me sometime soon so that you guys can connect personally with me. But I'm just passionate about two things in life. That is health and education. So when it comes to education, this YouTube channel fulfills that passion of mine, because all I do is to encourage you. If you have a study abroad journey, if you have a study abroad dream, sorry, even if you don't have a study abroad dream and you have a higher education dream, then I am your girl. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to push you to reach your ultimate best. And most importantly, I am going to guide you as well. So I'm going to leave the link over here so you can come on and then just tell me who you are and where you're watching me from, and let's do this. Okay, so this is going to be, the length of this is solely going to be determined by how engaging you guys are, how engaging you guys come on. You come on, you talk to me, we craft your answers. Sometimes you have the answer. What I noticed is that, and I say this a lot, that how the Americans are chewing and brought up is very different from how we are brought up as Ghanaians, okay? Even I think the Nigerians are even a bit more bolder than we are, okay? We are so shy, we are so timid, we are so intimidated, we sound intimidated, like, because from our country, in our country, like, if you are confident, then they quote in quotes, they call you too known, okay? So it's like we don't have that confidence, How dare you ask a very silly question in class? Our professors or our teachers are going to, shut us down and everything, It's just a whole cultural thing, that the cultural difference that is there, okay? So without wasting so much time, I am here and I am your plug, and I have left the link there. All you have to do is to join the link. I'm going to add you to the stage and we are going to talk. If you are shy, please, you can leave the questions in the comment section here, and then I am going to answer them, okay? So this is your personalized experience. I have been talking to people, we've been giving you generalized experience. Do this, don't do that, say this, don't say that. But I believe everybody also has a very unique story. Everybody has what is unique to them. So I have dropped the link. You could just join me on stage. Ask whatever question that you want, and then let me guide you through the process. Okay, so I have 11 people. Just tell me your name, tell me where you are, watching me from, and then use the link that I have posted here to join me, and then let's do this. Okay, I'm going to repost it. If you just join me, I'm going to repost it. But in the meantime, hi, Linda Love Soto, sorry. Just if you want, you can just use the link that I have put here to just join me on stage, and then I can answer all the questions that you have. When is your date? Okay. Have you secured a date? Do you have an emergency? Do you need an emergency date? Do you need an email drafted for your emergency date? the emails we write, guys, like, let's be very, very honest. I'm going to be very honest with you. Like, before I came here, my writing skills was so bad. I believe it's still not good enough. Like, when I see other people write, when I see my colleagues write, when I see my fellow Americans write and I write, I see the difference. If you want me to draft this for you, let's do this. Mr. Obo, hi, good evening. Thank you so much that you're watching me from Nigeria. As at 11 p.m., you know, I love you right back. And then this is amazing. What questions do you have? Ask me. Today is your personalized one-on-one session. Okay, so questions and answers. And then if you want me to go over some of the tips that I've been going over, I could also do that. I have been going over these questions for like close to a month now, but they are very generic. Use the link to join me and let's do this. Okay, so most importantly, I'll always give you some guidelines when I come here. Now, number one, when you get your I-20, okay, I know you guys, you all have your I-20. Look on your I-20. Know the things on your I-20. You know, your fund, whoever you are saying is sponsoring you on your I-20 should not be different from what you are going to tell them, okay? When they ask you who is sponsoring you, what course you are going to do, even the name of the course. You know that, let's say, for example, I did MSc Global Health Policy and Management. That is the name of the big course. But then we have, you know, majors and then minors and concentrations and STEM concentrations. So I initially entered with a health systems concentration, and then I switched to a STEM course, that is econometrics, and then, you know, I did econometrics. So you need to know those two differences, okay? Because when they ask you, what course are you going to pursue, or what course are you going to study, you tell them. And what's your major? Imagine if you don't know your major, guys. That's a big red flag. It shows that you are not ready, you are not willing to do this, okay? So I'm dropping it. Just join me and let's do this, okay? Join me and let's do this, guys. Let's do this. I'm here for you. I've dedicated this time for you. Join me and then let's do this, okay? Since nobody is ready, I am definitely going to go over some questions and some answers. You know me, you know that I always like to group my things. When I learned the power of organization, rather late in life, I would say, growing up, I was not super organized, but now that I am organized, I see a very different type of, you know, effectiveness in my life, okay? So this is what I'm going to tell you. You group it, okay? I always group my questions. All the questions that are related to academics, all the questions that are possibly related to the finances, and all the questions that are possibly related to the home ties, and any other question that can come, okay? Now, under the question that is related to academics, they can ask you serious questions like, why are you attending this school? Okay, of all the schools in the United States, why that particular school? That is when your assignment is you need to Google the school. And then when you Google the school, I mean the university. And then here, instead of like, you know, departments, they call them schools. Okay, so let's say Department of Education. And let's say for me, our department or my school was the Hella School of Social Policy and Management. So the whole university is Brandeis University, and the sub-sessions like departments, what we will call departments back in Ghana, Africa, over here they call it school. So you go to the school, you go to, you know, your course, you go and look at the professors, you go and look at the articles they've written, then you can also go and look at, you know, things that other extracurricular activities that is unique to the school, but mostly the curricular activities. What is making that school stand out? Okay, Patrick, yes, thank you so much for being the first. I'm going to add you to the stage and we are going to have a conversation. Okay, Patrick, you need to be prepared. Okay, this is going to be like a mock session. I am taking you through a mock. Hello, Patrick. Hello, Patrick. I can't hear you. So you have to unmute yourself. You are muted. And then we are going to do this, okay? Unmute yourself whenever you are ready. Okay, you are unmuted. You're unmuted. Hi, Patrick.
Yeah, hello.
How are
Please,
you doing, Patrick?
please, I'm doing fine. And then yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for asking.
I think
So yeah,
this is the second time that I'm meeting you.
are you enjoying your time here so far?
Yeah,
Okay,
the
very
the
good.
mock interview today my own is so about it, my own is a question.
Okay, yes, it's questions and mock interview. Whatever comes,
Okay.
I'm up for it. So tell me, what's going on? Tell me.
So on my the admission letter,
Mm-hmm.
my admission letter, the program that was my program is MBA in finance.
MBA in finance. Okay.
MBA in finance.
Okay.
Uh, MBA in finance. The I-20 by the I-20, they wrote Masters of Business Administration and Management.
Exactly. So that is what I was explaining right now. Okay. You have your course and then you have your major. Okay. So they gave you
Hello.
MBA in finance. Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yeah.
me, please?
Yeah. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes,
So
please.
they said MBA in finance, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what does the MBA stand for?
Masters
What do you think? Mm-hmm.
Masters of Business Administration.
Okay. And what did you say your I-20 states?
On the I-20 is saying Masters of Business Administration and Management. So I'm a
You are
little
good.
bit, yeah.
No, you are good. You don't have to worry. Okay. On the I-20, did they write the major there? Did they write the major as finance? Did they write it?
They didn't write finance. They just wrote major. That is the Masters of Business Administration and Management as major.
As the major? You are good
Yes.
to go. Okay. So long as the MBA is attached to the finance, you are good
Yeah.
to go. Okay. But so now you should be able to put yourself together and explain just in case they ask. Most
Okay.
of the time, they don't even ask for the admission letter. Most of the people I have heard from, they never ask them for the admission letter because if you didn't get the admission letter, then you most likely wouldn't have continued to the stage to get your I-20. Do you
Yeah.
understand? So they most of the time they work with the I-20 a lot. Okay.
Okay.
So you now need to be bold that when you go, MBA is very generic. Everybody's doing MBA. So you
Yeah.
need to be bold to say, oh, I'm going to pursue a master's of business administration with a major concentration in finance and da 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 da. Okay. So that they know that MBA has a lot of branches. Okay. But you are going to major in finance. Is that okay? Did I answer your question?
Yes, please. And
Okay.
then
All right. Mm-hmm.
another question is
Mm-hmm.
it's about my sponsorship.
Okay. Perfect.
I think the last time I said I was awarded a merit scholarship of $2,000 from
Mm-hmm.
the school,
Mm-hmm.
and then an approved loan of $53,400 from
Mm-hmm.
Empower.
Mm.
And I think I just mentioned that two of my brothers too, they are willing to sponsor me. One is 26,000, and then the other is $6,000.
Okay. So yours is like a cocktail of sponsorship. So on your I-20, what is your source of funds? What is written there as your source of funds?
So on the I-20, they wrote personal fund. So the personal fund, they wrote the Empower on the $53,400 as a personal fund on the I-20. Then they wrote the $2,000 scholarship from the
Okay.
school. Then
Okay.
they added the two of my brothers' own. Then they wrote that I think 32,000 something as the two sponsors. So
Okay.
and then when you come down, I think they have written some remarks. So I think under the remarks, that's what they were saying. Empower is an approved loan of $53,400 from Empower, and then they wrote my other two sponsors that this person is sponsoring this amount, and then this one too is sponsoring this amount.
Okay. All right. So you now have to go and be able to sell the reason why this is happening, okay? If I met you earlier or if you consulted me earlier, I wouldn't have even made you put the Empower on it because you have your brothers, okay? I would have made you, get bank statements or let your brothers get their bank statements that can add up to the sum. Now, if you go to school and by any chance anything happens and maybe your brothers cannot sponsor you, then you can fall back on your loan. So usually the order of preference that I advise people to use for their financial statements or their sponsorship is one, if you have a full scholarship, you are good to go. Then if you have a part scholarship, and the next one that I believe is very high is like your family funds, your very close family funds, or any other, family funds before the loan. People with loans have been able to make it. I'm not saying loans are not good, but then the next thing you need to think about is how you're going to pay the loan when you come back. So you need to have a strategic plan, or you need to have a plan as to how to pay the loan, because they don't want to even think that you are taking the loan so that you stay here, you are going to work and pay the loan. As I've always told you guys, F1 visa is a non-immigrant visa, okay?
So, at times they mostly ask other question like, how are you going to pay back? At times you have to, when you are still enrolled, you have to pay back the interest.
Yes, that is why I'm saying that. So I am the best person to address this because I got Empower loan myself. I got an amount of Empower loan, and yes, you pay some amounts while you're still in school. That is why I'm saying that you need to have had a plan here, okay? So it's either you have a business here that is going to be making you money, then you say that you're going to use that money to pay. Okay, that's number one. Or if you don't have a business, then wherever you are working, if you have leave with pay, some people, they have leave with pay. If you have that from your workplace too, that's great. So you have leave with pay. And that pay, when you convert it, maybe will be enough to pay the interest while you're still in school. And then when you come back, then it's either you are doing a business, or you have a business that's running, or you are coming for a promotion that will pay you high enough to be able to pay back your loan over the period of time.
So I just want to ask, I think the last question.
Okay.
The Empower,
AJ, and I think someone was on and the person left. You can come back on, okay? I'm going to finish with Patrick soon, and then we are going to come to you, okay? So please don't go. Just join and join, okay? I have patience for all of you. We are going for an hour, and it's just 17 minutes. So don't worry if you have not subscribed. Please subscribe. Let's do this, okay? And don't think I'm answering somebody's questions so it's not really your concern, because you never know. Somebody may be in the same situation as you, and then you can take whatever the person has and add it to yours, okay? All right, Patrick, let's go.
So I was saying the interest payments, because the Empower money that was approved.
Hello, Patrick, your line is breaking up.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. I was saying, please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
I was saying,
Patrick, are you there? Okay, so we are still waiting for Patrick, and then thank you all for coming. My name is Dr. Richlove, and I see your questions. I'm going to answer all of it. Okay, so Covenant says you're a great woman. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much, Covenant. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Patrick.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yeah, Patrick, I can hear you now. Talk to me. Mm-hmm.
Please, as I was saying, the Empower money that was can for both my living and the tuition. Then I'll get a balance of I think 1,075, and then plus scholarship the giving the 2,000. Can I use the amount, sorry, the balance in addition to me? I've given. I was sorry. I want a steady live with. Maybe I can use this that will give my interest.
Okay, Patrick, I didn't hear you so well, but I think wrapping my mind around what you were asking in the little bits that I heard. So I'll generally tell you how the Empower loan works. Okay, so for anybody here who has Empower loan, I'm going to explain to you how the Empower loan works. Okay, so when it's given to you, assuming that, let's say you have, let me assume that you have 50,000. Okay, and your tuition is your I-20 has your tuition plus your living expenses. Okay, that is the amount that is on it. Now, let's assume on your I-20, your tuition was, let's say, 15,000 per year, 2 years, so 15,000 per year. And then your living expenses, they wrote it as 10,000. So 15 plus 10 is going to be 25,000. And Empower has given you a loan of 50,000 for 2 years. This is what is going to happen. Now, Empower is going to pay the 15,000 tuition to the school, or it's two ways. They are going to pay, let's say, the 25,000 for the first year to the school. The school is going to take its tuition of 15,000 and give the $10,000 to you. They'll deposit it in your account. So it's your tuition plus your living expenses. Your school is going to give your living expenses to you. So it's going to be in your bank account. So if you feel like at that time, that is why sometimes some people prefer the loan, because then they have enough to be able to pay their rent and, move around until they get the grounding, and then they get the necessary, things that they need. Some people don't have jobs on campus until they get jobs on campus. If you don't know, you're allowed to work 20 hours per week on campus. Then they get their jobs on campus. Before their jobs on campus will be able to, they can get money to be able to pay for their living expenses and stuff like that. So that is it about it, Patrick. So I hope it answered your question some way, somehow, even though I didn't really hear your question very well.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, great. Okay. So if you have any additional questions, you can leave it in the, comment section below. Linda Love, I love you right back. Okay. Thank you for listening. Okay. Covenant, thank you so much. Conte, thank you. And then if you're enjoying this, just give me green ticks. I love to see the green ticks. It's something we've started here. So just look for the green tick somewhere in your emoji and then just be putting it there. So Patrick, thank you so much. If you have any additional questions, I'll be doing this from Monday to Friday. I've decided to just dedicate the whole week to it. And probably depending on how it goes, we can go again next week. So stay tuned. And if you want to connect one-on-one too, you guys should know. If you follow me or you watch my videos by now, you should know my Instagram handle, because I always play it. Or I can leave it here as well. Just drop a question as and when I have time, I would answer. You would please forgive me if your answer is taking long, okay? Now the numbers are growing. So thank you so much. I'm going to add AJ now. Thank you so much, AJ, for waiting. You have been patient. You've been so patient. And so now you have the floor. AJ, the floor is all yours. Okay, AJ, you can unmute yourself now. Okay, so, okay, good. AJ, you've unmuted. AJ, I want to hear you. So while AJ is figuring out, or we are figuring out AJ's internet or his sound, AJ, are you a boy or a girl? I want to understand. AJ. Okay, so while we are figuring out AJ, I have another person here. Okay. So Patrick, I'm sorry, I'm going to kick you from the studio, okay? So that we can have time for people. Hetty Plange, are you ready? Hetty Plange, if you are ready, please let me know that you are ready. Type ready in the comment section so I can put you on. I'm still waiting for AJ. I'm not sure why I can't hear AJ. AJ, if you have something about your microphone or whatever it is, please let us know. I'm ready to answer your question. Hetty, do you have any question you want to ask me? If you do, you can unmute and talk while we are still waiting for AJ. AJ, you've been very patient, so I'm trying to be patient with you to get your questions or do the mock. So if you want to do mock, let me know that you want to do mock. I'm going to act like a visa officer, and then I'm going to intimidate you. And I will really intimidate you so that you can feel the tension and get used to the tension on the D-Day, okay? Now, one of the amazing things that you'd ever hear is your visa has been approved. And this is what I want for all of you, okay? So since I'm not hearing any of you now, I'm going to answer the questions over here. And Anderson Opoku says, Doctor, talking about full funding, can one get funding that covers living expenses and accommodation? Anderson, you don't know what people are enjoying in this country. Yes, that is what we call a full ride, okay? They call it a full ride. They will pay all the tuition for you and they are going to give you monthly allowance. Yes, it's here and it's very common. It's very, very common. So what happens is that there are 3 ways in which you can get this. I'm going to get somebody to come and talk about it in details. A very renowned study abroad plug, okay, to come and talk about this in details. As you know, oh, thank you so much, Seidu. Thank you so much, Seidu. So I believe so much in a cocktail of, content creators, okay? Like, for instance, when I want to learn how to cook something, I don't learn from only one content creator. I'll watch the video from 2 or 3 different people and look at their methods and look at how they presented it, look at how they did it, which one will work best for me. And then based on that, I create my own recipe out of it, or I take one person's recipe and I try to, make it. It's the same for the study abroad. I do not know it all. What I know, I would give you. Another content creator in the study abroad space will know something that I don't know, and then we'll also give it to you. So as much as possible, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I try to bring them on so we share ideas and we talk about things to be able to help, because everybody's path is different and everybody has a unique experience. So yes, people have full funding, and like I'm saying, it comes in 3 ways. Number 1, the first way is when a lecturer is going to take you on, you are going to be a research assistant. So being a research assistant, you're going to work for the professor, and then the professor is going to pay your tuition for you. And in addition, every month they are going to give you a stipend. That means that most likely you may not get time to do your other work on campus. Some people work in the library. For instance, me, I have not spoken about this. I wanted to make a whole video about this, but you guys being here, I'm going to give you an exclusive. So Hetty, I see that your microphone. Oh, Hetty. So Hetty and AJ, anytime you want to talk, just talk, okay?
Yes.
And let me hear. Okay, Hetty is here. So Anderson, I'll get back to you, okay? And so I'm telling you that the answer is yes, it's possible, but I'm going to explain into details after I'm done with the Hetty. Hello, Hetty, how are you doing?
Hi, Dr. Richlove. I'm well. Yourself?
I'm super. Thank you for asking. So do you have a question, or you want me to do a mock interview?
I have a question, and maybe we can do the mock interview as well.
Perfect. I love that. Okay, so let's start
my
with your
question. So my question is, I have gained admission to Washington University. I have a partial funding. Unfortunately, they are not willing to add on to the scholarship they gave. I want to know, in your experience, should I still pursue this school, or I should drop it and look for other schools, because I've already also put in my visa interview application.
So what's the percentage? What's the
I'm not. It's about maybe 70%.
Hetty. Okay, so I'll give you one or two pieces of advice that I got from my other colleagues. Okay, have you tried exploring their work platform. Some people call it Workday. Ours is called Workday. Some people have. So have you tried exploring other departments? Sending emails to see if you can get maybe, let's say, office desk job, or those kind of jobs like that. Have you explored that?
Not yet. Mainly because when I interacted with the program coordinator, she made me understand that I have to be on campus in order to secure a position. So I have not explored that area in detail, only because of what she told me.
Okay, so after the 70%, do you have enough family funding to be able to cover that for the visa interview?
Yes. So my father is handling or taking care of the deficit for me. I just don't want to be a burden when I'm out. That's why it's a bit
You don't
of
want
a
to be a
challenge for
burden
me.
when you are out of school?
No, when
Is
I'm
that what
out
you
of
mean?
Ghana, that's what I
Okay.
mean.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is what usually happens. Okay, I'm going to tell you my story. That's why when I saw 70%, I was like, "Hetty, you also have another choice to write GRE." Me, I always tell people that if you don't want to write the GRE, 70% is fine. Another thing that I always say is that sometimes I wish I got somebody to advise me to write GRE, because this is my analogy. Okay. Even without GRE, you've been able to secure 70% scholarship. So if you put in effort and you write GRE and you get a good score, can you imagine the kind of scholarship you are going to get? And the other thing is that a lot of people don't write GRE and they've waived it for a lot of schools. So writing it makes you stand out. That's number one. So you have that, and they look at you like, this girl is bright. However, I'm not going to let you throw this chance and opportunity away. Okay? You have the family to be able to cover it. If you get your F1 visa, this journey is the leap of faith. That is what I'm trying to tell you. Like it's like a gamble. Sometimes it's like a gamble. You need to, forget it all and then be hard, and then, just have some crazy mad faith and just come. I don't know the situation about University of Washington, but I believe maybe when you get there, you're going to get different kinds of jobs. I'll tell you, I worked in the school canteen. That was my first job in the school. I worked in the school canteen. I was packing food. Story for another day I could have done on my channel, but exclusively, you people are like you. This Monday, they come in Sempa. So I worked there for some time before I, transition to maybe get another job or everything. And then for me, working there 20 hours a week was quite enough to pay my rent and have a little at the end. And like I used to tell people, ultimately, if you feel like you don't want to be a burden, I believe that 30% will not be so much. So you could be able to secure a student loan. You can get a loan if you want to relieve the pressure on your parents. And then the loan pays the school fees, and now you have the peace of mind to be able to focus in school, excel, come out and get a job. And then you'll be able to pay back the loan. With the 70%, I'm sure your loan will not be, if you have to ask a secure loan, your loan will not be very, very crazy. I know some people don't like loans at all. We all don't. But in times like yours, where you don't want to be burden on the family. And then I think I said I'm going to look for this. I always forget to look for it. The statistics of the number of Americans who have student loans. People have as high as $500,000 student loans, okay? So we are fortunate to have our undergrad back in Ghana. We've come here with 70% scholarship, and maybe the deficit is like 20,000. The deficit is like maybe 15,000. You take the loan, and with that you'll be paying a little as $100 per month when you're in school. And if you have a job in school, you'll be able to take care of that, pay your rent, and then it's tough, it's hard. But the good thing about this place is after you're suffering, it pays off. But in our country, it's 50 sometimes. You suffer and it may or may not pay off. That's it about it. So let's do a quick mock interview. So Paul John, I see you. I'm going to attend to you shortly, okay? Just have some patience for me. I can put you on the stage so you know that I'm going to attend to you. But I'm going to do a quick mock interview with Hetty. and then we will
Okay.
be able to, yeah. So I'm going to really intimidate you. I'm no longer Dr. Rich Lavenbro. I'm your, consulate officer. So, hi, Hetty. What brings you here today?
Hello. My name is okay. So sorry. Okay. I'm here to be interviewed for. I'm sorry. Let me just start again. Let me compose
Okay,
myself.
so even
Okay.
before you start, I'm going to tell you something, okay? This is what I
Okay.
tell my people, okay? Don't say you're here to be interviewed. I don't believe in that. So I always tell them to
Okay.
say, I'm here to obtain my F1 visa to pursue my master's degree in ABCDEFG. Visa officer knows you are not here
Okay.
to play,
Okay.
and it exudes some confidence, okay? So let's go
Okay.
again. Hi, what brings you here today?
Hi, I'm here to obtain my F1 visa to pursue my master's in social work in the university in Washington University, St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay, so why social policy? Why social work?
Okay, so I pursued social work as an undergrad study mostly because of my passion to help people. I am currently the executive director of a nonprofit organization called the Prayer Tree Foundation, where our sole purpose is to help and change lives through the alleviation of poverty and then the decrease of hunger in Ghana. Our projects are no longer centered with orphanages. Our projects are growing now. Hence, I want to further my education in order to obtain the necessary skills and knowledge to influence policies that would support the SDG goals in alleviating poverty in women and in children, and as well as decreasing hunger in rural areas in Ghana.
Okay, so I believe there are other social work courses in Ghana. So why the United States?
Okay, so in Ghana, based on my research, Ghana does not offer a master's in social work. It's only an undergrad course, and I chose the US to study my social work course because of a personal hero by name Jane Addams. She is considered to be the mother of social work. She is the first person to initiate social work as a profession. I chose the US also because she made it possible for other people to follow in her footsteps, where she actually brought up policies, and then she set up a committee called the Hall Conference, where people who are less privileged are able to go there, get food, get clothing, get shelter for a night or two. So I'm basically going there because of a personal hero. That's what I'm
Wow, one person. Wow, one person can sell my country. Awesome. I noticed you have a 70% scholarship. That's very good. But how do you intend to pay for your deficit?
Okay, so my father, Collins Nyamite, is the one paying the rest of the deficit. He is currently a CEO of Fleet Moon Enterprises. It's a car rental service, car sale and rental service. There are over 3 branches in Ghana. We have one in Accra, Kumasi, and Takrady, with 15 employees in total. He also makes a monthly income of about 20 to 30,000 Ghana cedis, and then yearly income of over 100,000 Ghana cedis. He's been supporting
Okay.
my education since my formative years, and he agreed to help me further my education when I brought this to him.
Okay, so are you married?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so what are your plans after school?
Okay, so my plans after school is with my non-profit organization.
Okay, I think Hetty is breaking up. Okay, so I think Hetty is breaking up. Hetty, can you hear us? Hetty, can you hear us? Okay, so Hetty, you are doing well so far. I really like the confidence with which you're talking. You sound prepared. You sound really prepared, okay? So when you come back on, we are going to finish this and then I'm going to wrap up and I'm going to tell you a few things. So this is going to be for 5 days. You can just keep coming. So while we are waiting for your network to come on, I'm going to talk to Paul and then we are going to see. Guys, please don't forget to leave your questions in the comment section if you don't want to come on, okay? I respect your privacies. I respect everything. If you don't want people to know this is you, just change your name and then don't show your video and I'll still talk to you. I'll still answer you. Okay. Hetty. Okay, let's talk to Paul. Paul, hi. Okay, you're muted. That's good. Hetty.
Yes, Dr. Richlove.
Okay. So you can call me Rich Love. I think I have to remove the doctor from there. Okay, so let's wrap up. Let's wrap up and then let me tell you a few things. Okay. Now, okay, so
Okay.
I didn't hear your plans after school.
Okay. So my plans after school is with the non-profit organization I work with. We have yearly activities where we select specific areas in Ghana and then we develop we have projects where we develop facilities for these areas. So the plan is to come back to Ghana and to pursue these projects not just in conjunction with the people I work with, but now with the social welfare. Since we already have a permit with the social welfare in Ghana, we want to be able to incorporate them into want to incorporate society or some areas that are not necessarily on the map.
Okay, all right. So I get you. And so Hetty, you've done so well. Like I was saying, you sound prepared. You sound like you know what you're doing. You sound like, I like the way you sound and everything. The only thing I'm going to tell you is that some of your answers are very long. Okay. So it's true that sometimes you have to, go about and say everything. But I was telling 2 or 3 people that I'm coaching that in as much as 2 sentences, okay, maximum 3, you should be able to convey everything. So all your answers are great, but you need to summarize them. You need to learn how to summarize them into like 2 or 3 people, 2 or 3 sentences, because they have a lot of people that they are going to serve. So imagine if, let's say, I use like 20 or 30 minutes with only you can imagine. Okay. And then another thing I want to add is that for your goals, please add that you want to come and start your own NGO. A master's degree in the United States is big enough for you to do big things. Okay. So you can think about starting your own, you can think about, in addition to working with your company, you can think about starting your own NGO. So you want to gain the knowledge that will help you to start your own NGO so that now you'll be a CEO of your own, NGO and take care of the people. Another thing too is that you can talk about consultancy so that when the big companies, so that you hope that very soon in your consultancy, you'll be consulting, international bodies who are hoping to come and do some international work projects here as well. I think those 2 things are very solid things that you can add, okay? So thank you so much for coming. And don't go, okay? You can be able to, you can still stay and then put your questions here as well. So now we are turning to Paul. Paul, should we give you a minute? I see you nodding to somebody, or you are ready?
Yes, please. I'm in the library. The library
Okay.
closes now.
Oh.
Because on the summer or whatever.
Okay.
Log out, please.
So you want to log out and come back on? Or do you want us to do a quick one? Then you can go.
I want to log out of the system so I can just...
And then come back later in a few minutes?
No, I'm with my phone actually. So
Okay. So we can do it while they are closing up and you can be walking. Yeah. I don't mind.
Mine, in fact, you can see I'm just in between a lot of school work and all that. I was the one who came on the first program the other day.
Okay. Okay.
I'm one of the
London guy, right?
Yeah. So I
Yeah, I remember.
I got admission to. I'm in the UK. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember UK. Yeah.
I want to leave the UK. I have a better opportunity, and I told you I have to choose this place because here it's more easier to get the visa and all that. In fact, my
Mm-hmm.
pay is quite complicated. So I have to come here.
Okay.
Yeah. But I have full funding. Not full funding really, but full tuition.
Okay, good. That's good.
Yeah, and I'm not even prepared. My interview is next week. Sure, they have dates. Like, my date is just very much available, and I've changed it multiple times because I'm not prepared, schoolwork and the rest. So
Okay.
I just want you to give me again, just to remind me again, so that I'll go prepare and probably one of the sessions before I go for the interview.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to tell you, okay? I have done a couple of live sessions where I think there were my first 2 live sessions. I broke all the questions down and I gave possible answers. This is what I tell my people, okay? You are a student, get a book and write every possible question and your answer that fits your story. If you want to type too, you can type it out, okay? Then based on that, you can come and then we can do this. So I can run through the questions very, very fast since we don't have anybody who has joined. So if there's anybody who wants to join, we are about 46 minutes. You remember we are doing about an hour or an hour and 20 minutes tops. So I group them into different sessions. Like I always say, academic, finances, home ties, and others. These are the 3 or 4 main areas where, based on, experience, based on talking to people, my friends, my colleagues, my fellow YouTubers, this is the niche. This is what they actually ask about. So number 1 is academics. Everything related to your academics. Why are you going to study in this school? Why are you choosing the United States of America? Why are you doing this particular course? And then what are some of the courses that you will study, the individual courses that you study? They can ask you, did you write GRE? They can ask you, how many schools did you apply to and how many admissions did you get? They can ask you all those things. These are all the things that are related to the school and the academics, okay? That's 1. Number 2 is your finances. Did you get a scholarship? What's the deficit? Who is sponsoring you? Why is this person sponsoring you? Now, I stated here that if it's your nuclear family, mother, father, brother, sister, you don't really have to, give a lot of explanation because in the American family system, these are the people that are responsible for you, okay? Now, if it's any other person, your uncle, your cousin, whatever it is, I would encourage you to add a reason why. Sometimes they'll not ask, but it's just, you just have to add, you just add it on you. In a place like UK, they may not ask, but in Africa, they don't understand why a lot of people uncle. So you will be able to, you have to add a reason why your uncle is the one that is sponsoring you. In your case, you have a scholarship, you have a full tuition scholarship. So all you have to do is to show a bank statement that you can take care of your living expenses when you go. So I'm sure your deficit that is left is just the living expenses, if I'm not mistaken. So either is your own money or is your relatives' money or whoever's money it is, you can take it. Then another thing that is related to home ties. What job are you doing? Are you married? How many children do you have? Do you have a business? What are your plans after school? That's very, very important. They want to understand. Like when you're done, are you going back to Nigeria? If you're going back to Nigeria, what are you going to do? Which would be the ideal thing? This is because when it comes to your F1 visa, I always say this, it's a non-immigrant visa. So there's no way that saying that you are going to stay here is part of your plans. As at the time you're going for the F1 interview, that is not part of your plan. If you come here, you finish, you do your OPT and you feel like you want to, your plans have changed. We are humans. Everybody's plans changes. So that's about that. But it's a non-immigrant visa and you're going as a non-immigrant. So that's about it about home ties. And then there are other questions that they can ask that, do you have siblings? These are very rare. They come up very rare if they see that they flagged you somewhere in the system that you've ever been denied, they can ask you, have you ever applied for this kind of visa? What happened? Meanwhile, they know exactly what is in the system. They typed, because if somebody refuses you, they type the reason why that they refused you. But they know, they are looking at it. They just want you to be able to speak to it. If something has changed, what has changed, then you tell them that initially this, and then this is what has changed. So I've just summarized all the questions that you could possibly get for you. You will never be prepared until you put a pen to paper, or you type these questions out one by one and write the answers. Listen, it's works magic. It worked for me. It's worked for a lot of people that I have coached. Okay. They come, we go over, I rephrase some of it for them. I say, no, don't say it this way, say it that way. Don't talk about this. This one is more important. Because some of us, with time, we've been able to interact with them, and then we know how they think, what is of value to them, and stuff like that. So that is what I can tell you that you can put together to prepare. You can prepare. Don't move that date again. And about your master's, I remember you are doing is it a PhD or a master's, and you're supposed to write your thesis or something. You can tell them that, yes, you are done with this, but US, you've always, dreamt of pursuing your master's degree there, or pursuing a degree there. And then your lecturers, I think you told me you could write the thesis anywhere, right? So you are writing it, and then as at the time school resume, you would have, either finished writing it or you can just tell them you've finished writing, you'll be done by that time, and then you can successfully integrate into the system as well. So do you have any questions for me? I've done a quick summary of all my videos, but to get an insight and an in-depth knowledge, I think you should just sit down and study them, and then write them, and then, write the answers. Maybe by tomorrow or by Wednesday, you'll be well prepared. You can come, just like what I did with Hetty. We can do those kind of sessions. We can do about 2 or 3 of them. I believe you'll be ready.
I will try. Although I've been denied in Nigeria when I was in it. They have denied me before, so I know pretty well how this thing goes, especially in that Lagos. Oh my God, it can be very brutal, very
Yeah.
fast. In fact, they will just ask you a question and that's it. Some people just one question, and so you begin to wonder what kind of system is this. So I've been
Exactly.
denied
So
by the,
those places, the load is quite a lot. So they need to find some strategies to be able to, kick out. And I always used to say that what they call brain drain or whatever it is, it doesn't, even if you were the consular officer, I like to put myself in people's shoes, I will select the best of the best of the best of the people in the country to go to my country, because I know that even if they don't come back, they're not going to be a liability, but the aim is for them to come back. So sometimes they have strategies with which they use. And then I believe the fact that you've been to the UK speaks volumes, that you were not just you're not just coming to the US to Japan. It was because of school. And you've come here and you've done the UK school and you're happy. Like, even though you are happy, you still want to continue your education. You believe this is not the end of your educational pathway. You need to continue. You need to be so confident. See the way I'm talking? I'm going to tell you that, yes, that is why I came to pursue my master's here. And I believe I need another master's, or I know I need another master's to be able to complete or completely fulfill my dream from, stuff like that. Make it all about the United. Make it all about your education and your dreams. You'll be fine.
I'll put in my best.
Please do your best, okay?
For study, does travel, whatever, does it count in any way?
I think for studies, a lot of people who have never traveled, but they still get the visa. The reason why I'm saying yours counts is that you were coming to the United States for school. They denied you so many times, but because it is really school that you wanted to go to, you did not stay back in Nigeria and just stay there. You came to the UK for school. So I believe that is what has changed, and that is what they should stand on, to know that it's not just about coming to the United States. That's not your priority. Your priority is education. So you've got some in the UK, and now you want to go and get the rest in the United States of America. So, and then I believe it puts you, it's added more value to you. It's an added value. Your UK degree is an added value. So please put in your all. It's not like, I'll try. No, 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 no. I don't want that I don't want that kind of energy. I don't want that kind of energy. Put in your best. Take it from me. When I'm doing something, I give it my all so that, God forbid, it fails. I know that it was not my fault. Then I can be at peace. But if I don't give it my all and it fails, then I have to look back. Is it because I did not do this? Is it because I don't want that? I don't do that. And I don't like that. And so that is the advice I'm going to give to you. And that's the same advice I'm going to give to you. So give it your all like you're writing a final exam, because it's like a destiny changing interview. So please give it your all.
I'll do my best.
So I'll be expecting to see you. I can give you tomorrow. Use tomorrow to do all this preparation. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, that is my problem. I'm not done with it. This assessment that I'm battling with, and now our library closes at 12. So it's
Yeah.
battle. It's closing
Yeah.
as I was maybe 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I can be able to finish up these things and prepare for something else.
Exactly. Well, so
it has been a battle, and I'm even preparing to travel to the EU, at least to cool off a bit. When I come back, immediately I come back, I will go for the interview. So
yes. Maybe while you're cooling off, so you can put in more energy to be able to, study. When you're coming from the UK and EU to United States, don't forget to bring us our gifts. We are waiting for you.
All right, doctor.
All right. Wishing you the very best, okay?
All right, many thanks. Thank you for what you're doing today.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome, Paul. So do we have any other people? Guys, so I'm doing this from Monday to Friday. And then based on your response or based on the number of people that are coming on, if possible, and you still need this, I can continue the following week. And we are going to keep doing this over and over and over again until we get all of you, and then we get good success stories, okay? So I'm going to go through some of the questions or some of the comments, and then we'll wrap up very soon, since I said it's going to be just 30 minutes to an hour. So today has been very, very fruitful. Thank you, Patrick, for coming on with all your questions. I'll be here tomorrow. Linda Love, please, please, please. I hope I'll see you tomorrow, Linda Love. I hope I'll see you on my stage tomorrow. And then, so we are going to go through, Obo says, hi, evening from Nigeria, 11 p.m. Obo, I've given you a shout out. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, and I'll give it to you again. So yeah, I said I was going to, yes, let me use this time to wrap up what I was telling you about Charles. Okay, Charles, yeah, we've said I'm going for a Master's of Science in Accounting and Analytics, but my I-20, my major is Management of Science. I think we've answered this. Yes, we've answered this. It's similar to what I think Patrick said, okay? So it's the same, okay? So the thing about the I-20 is that they have big umbrellas, with codes. The courses have codes that they use. So if your major is Management Science, Masters of Science, it's okay, it's fine. In case of anything, just be in a good position to be able to explain it, that, oh yes, the major is Management of Science, but the degree is a Master's of Science in Accounting and Analytics. They would be able to understand. And trust you me, I always tell people this, the consular officer is one person. The person does not know everything in the world. The person does not know all the schools in the United States. The person does not know all the courses. So it's up to you to tell them about your course, explain your course, be very, very, strict about it. Be very serious about it. You're not there to play. Look like a student. Look like you have focus. Look like you have a dream. Look like, their visa that they are going to give you is going to add on to something. And then you're going to come back to your country to come and impact, okay? So Covenant, we've already done this. Thank you so much, Covenant. If you have not started your study abroad journey, I'm your plug. Let's do this together, okay? So yeah, that's good, okay, with the green ticks. And then yes, back to Anderson Opoku. Anderson Opoku, this was what I was saying. So I'm telling you that this is very common. This is what people are enjoying, full ride. Look, they work for the professors. So I was telling you that you have it in 3 ways. It's either you are a teaching assistant, you are a research assistant, or you are an administrative assistant. So these are the three major ways that people work. And then their tuition is paid for. And some of them, it goes as far as giving them stipends. Okay. They give them stipends every month. Can you imagine? And then sometimes too, you can get a partial scholarship. You can go to the school and then you eventually get a job and then you can do it and then you add it on and then that's about it. The life here is unpredictable. That is one thing that I tell people, but it is doable. Okay. You need to be strong-willed. Downtimes will come. I should probably do a video to talk about my downtimes. Downtimes, I'm talking about downtimes when at night you will be in your bed, you will break down, you will cry. But that is just for a period, and joy will come in the morning, just like that's just like what the Bible says. Joy is going to come in the morning, okay? So Abdul Batin Seidu says, I love your videos. Thank you so much. It's because of comments like this that encourages me to put more videos out there. And once this is my passion, we are going nowhere. We are growing together. We are, doing higher things. We are getting, knowledge together. We are the ones supposed to come back and, fix the things that are going on in our countries. We are the next generation of future leaders, okay? If our countries will be good, it's from us, okay? Green takes from Linda Love. Linda Love, today you're my star. Hi, Rhoda. Hi, Rhoda. Hi, Rhoda. Thank you so much, Rhoda, for all the support. Okay, Henrietta, Hetty, girl, you are amazing. You're on the right track, okay? Just keep pushing. Sometimes all we need is that push. I had somebody to push me. I'm not going to lie to you. I was once there. I was very, very, very timid, okay? I was very timid. I didn't know. I'll always be watching YouTube videos. I'll be so timid. And somebody is going to tell you that, oh, it's going to be fine. Oh, they downplay the experience. But I'm not going to let you downplay the experience. I'm going to let you put in more effort and be very, very confident. Okay. So Anderson is saying, Doctor, I'm almost done with my undergrad. What are the documents to be gathered before and after the program? Okay. I have a whole series that I am doing. So Anderson, my series will be very good for you. It's called the admissions process, the admissions series, where I talk about from beginning to the end. I have one video there. I wish I could leave the link here, but just go to my channel, just go to playlist, and you're going to see the series there. I'm not even done because the visa people have come to, to scatter everywhere, okay? Their season will be over soon, and I'm going to attend to you. I'm going to tell you everything, Anderson. I'm going to give you an overview right now. Okay, I need to charge my laptop later. So, you need quite a number of documents, okay? You start from getting your CV, you write your personal statement, you may have to evaluate your transcript, you may or may not, okay? Apparently there are secrets and there are schools that you don't even have to evaluate your transcripts, okay? I'm learning them and I'm going to definitely give you the gist. And so you need your transcript evaluation. And then Anderson, if you're almost done with school, I'll encourage you, get GRE material. See, GRE, God should help me so I get time and I get the wisdom to be able to write it. Just because of my YouTube subscribers, I want to try this GRE and see how it is, because it hurts me so much when I sleep. It's one of the things that hurts me that I did not do. I wish I wrote GRE, because with my GPA and GRE, no scholarship would have passed me by, okay? So think about it that way. Open your mind to it. Save money, get material, and then, start learning. Since you are still doing your undergrad, your brain is still fresh for learning. Keep learning. Learn it. GRE is English and math. Okay, once you have the material, you'll be able to do it. Okay. One thing about the education system that I've realized in this country is that it's not designed to let you fail. It's designed to really test your knowledge. They are not tricking you or turning it anyhow, So that's what I've noticed about this place. So you will be able to do it. So Linda Love Sutter says that, yes, please, tomorrow, Linda, tomorrow, I'm waiting for you. And if you want to gather more information, you can watch the rest of my videos. See, watch them like you're watching Netflix so that you will get all the insights. Just only the visa series. I'm not saying go watch the rest. You watch the visa series. When you're done with the visa series, you get your visa. Then you can watch the others because I've created videos for the steps. Every step of the way, I'm here to guide you, okay? So thank you so much. We are wrapping up. We are coming to the end. If you have not subscribed, my name is Dr. Rachel Avenbro, and please do subscribe to this channel because I am your study abroad. I'm your study abroad plug for when you are preparing, even before you think about it. When you prepare, you know, when you start your process, when you go for your F1 visa interview, after your F1 visa interview, how to integrate as an international student, okay? And even when you're done, how to obtain jobs. I got you covered. Like I said, I am your girl and I will always be your girl. I have been here to serve you all. My name is Dr. Rachel. We've come to the end of this live session. Tomorrow, Linda will be on the hot seat. I'll be waiting for Linda. Linda, if you don't come, I will personally come and pull you from your house. I wish that would be possible. See you all. Bye.